Hi everybody. As we all know, our primary goal as parents and teachers are to create experiences in which our children can grow and learn about the world. And yet often I talk to parents who feel really disempowered in their role as parents. They feel like they're not able to guide their children, that their children isn't able to learn from them. And there are many reasons for that. And let's talk about those. My name is Tanya Kemp. I'm a clinical counselor and a consultant to parents and teachers of autistic children. When we're guiding autistic children in the same way in which we would guide neurotypical children, we keep hitting brick walls. We need to recognize and respect that we're teaching and guiding a different brain. We need to think about this brain for who it is and meet that brain and that child and that human being where they are, instead of trying to bring them to where we think they should be in order for us to be able to guide and teach them. There's a long journey involved in this, in learning about our children's individual processing differences, learning how they best learn, how they best communicate, how they best receive communication and understand communication. And then one of the key things in guiding our kids, and one of the hardest things for us as parents to get used to and to remember, is to slow down. We need to slow down these guiding experiences, create comfort and ease and safety when we guide. And that is the way in which we as guides can feel more successful and our children can actually learn from us. We all have experiences of having been guided in our lives. They're not merely experiences in which we're taught how to do things. It's more about experiences and memories of thinking and feeling as they tie into the things that we're learning. I recall learning how to drive with my brother as my guide. I had already learned the basics, and he would take me out onto country roads and sit next to me and pretend to be reading magazines while I practiced over and over to stop, start, shift gears, turn, stay on the road, and so on. I could turn to him when I needed help, and he could tell me what he needed to tell me when it was necessary. We were mostly quiet, yet very much attuned with what the other was doing, contributing to this engagement. This memory stayed with me, not only because it was a major life experience to learn how to drive, but I also took quite a bit from it when I reflected on this as a guiding experience and the type of guiding experiences we want to create for our children. So often, the way in which we guide our children leaves them feeling disempowered. It leaves them feeling overwhelmed and unsuccessful and incompetent, because we rush and prompt and don't give them the time to process. We don't give them the time to think about what the next step may be. We try to guide them in environments where there's way too much going on. We try to guide them in environments that are visually or from an auditory point of view overstimulating, with many distractions around them. We try to force them to focus on what we think they need to focus on, instead of creating an environment that makes it easy for them to pay attention to what we're trying to teach them or show them or guide them in. When I was learning how to drive with my brother, the setup that we had in that moment was one of me feeling autonomy and independence. I didn't need to be hovered over. He gave me space to think for myself. He respected me in that way, and I respected him as my guide. I got information from him as I needed to. When I got stuck, I could either try to engage and solve the problem, or I could turn to him, because he gave me the time to make the decision whether to do that or not. He was reliable. He had my back, and I felt safe. We would laugh together and do silly things at times. We didn't get caught up in the end of the driving lesson, but we engaged moment by moment in every part of the engagement. We could laugh when I did something silly or when he got too nervous. We could pause and emotionally attune and connect with each other throughout, which again created that feeling of safety, and that this person has time for me. This person is willing to wait for me. This person is willing to hold my hand as much as I need to and will withdraw when necessary to help me to experience myself, allow me to feel autonomous and competent in this guiding experience. This was only one of many, many experiences that my brother and I had together, which contributes to the fact that till this day, we're close as can be, and we still rely on each other. In this engagement, my brother slowed everything down to be able to make the most out of the engagement. It wasn't just about me or just about him. It was about us. We were doing this together. We were coordinating our roles with a joint focus of attention. I was invested in learning to drive a car. My interest was right there. I wasn't being pushed to do something that had no meaning to me. It was relevant. It was something that I wanted. As parents, our inability to slow down is often one of our biggest obstacles to re-establishing a healthy, positive, growth-promoting, guiding relationship. By slowing down, we're more able to meet our kids where they're at. We're able to see where the obstacles are. We're less likely to overwhelm our kids by creating guiding activities that are way beyond their edge of competence. When we're paying close attention, we can see where they're at, and we can guide them so that they have small challenges that set them up for success but still gives them that feeling of, yes, I did it. When we slow down, we're more capable of being able to notice the demands around them in the environment and also the demands that we place on them. We need to slow down and observe closely, wait for our children's signals, and listen to every which way in which they may be communicating to us how they're feeling, not just through their words, but through their language, their shift of attention, their body. But listen to all the ways in which our children try to communicate with us that they're feeling competent or incompetent, that they're overwhelmed, or that they don't understand what we're trying to teach them. Our kids communicate with us in a number of ways. All their behavior, all their body postures, their shifting of attention, all gives us information about what's happening for them and how we can help them to be successful in this guiding engagement. But understanding these things about our kids requires us letting go of our expectations of how things should be and us slowing down so we can pay attention to what things are really like. Slowing down will most likely be one of the key pieces in creating positive and growth-promoting guiding engagements. So let me ask you this. How willing are your kids to come to the table with you? How motivated are they to engage with you in a dynamic way? How much control or resistance are you seeing? And is the control or resistance coming from you or from them? I want to invite you to set up a guiding engagement with your child. You may start with getting comfortable of just being together. Setting something up to do may in and of itself be too much of a demand either on you or on your child. But just be together. Sitting on the couch holding hands. Go for a slow walk together. No demands of finding stuff on the walk or having a conversation or pointing out what you're seeing or labeling what you're seeing. Just be comfortable with being together. Create a sense of us over you and me. This builds trust. I trust you will not overwhelm me because my overwhelm leads me to resist, control, or withdraw. Next, you may create an opportunity for you and your child to coordinate roles. So instead of I go, you create a we go. You and your child are engaged in an activity together. Neither of you are controlling the other. Both of you are engaged. It's not you looking on to your child doing something. It's the two of you both having roles, both taking responsibility to carry out this activity together and successfully. You both have a job in the activity. You're working together. For example, you might make the bed together. You might cook. You might fold blankets, carry a laundry basket, carry a bucket of water. There's both of you engaged together with a joint focus of attention and joint roles, where if one person doesn't take up their responsibility in the task, the whole task will fail. Then you may take it a step further, where you're bringing the we and you're coordinating actions into a more collaborative way, a collaborative space. How do we guide our kids to think collaboratively, add dynamic ideas and actions to enhance the activity or to solve problems or make it more challenging, more fun? For example, you might cook and make a mess. How do we solve this problem? You might decorate your child's room together. I do something, you do something. This is my idea, this is your idea. Let's add them together and see what we come up with. In all of these activities, slow down. Watch for signals and clues about how your child is perceiving this engagement. Are they finding it fun, confusing, demanding? And then scale back if needed. Add more if it's productive. wait for your child to join you. Don't do anything, even when you think nothing is happening. Don't move forward too quickly. Give more time, either for them to join or for them to add collaborative tasks. Either for them to join or for them to add collaborative ideas. Listen to what your child is saying, verbally and non-verbally, and learn from them about what they love, what they need, what they struggle with. Respect your child's journey. Meet them where they're at. Let go of your expectations and be curious about your child's experience. This may take time, but slow down and trust the process. Perhaps trying to set up an activity with your child doesn't go very well. Perhaps it does, but you still think that it didn't. Pay attention to the self-critical voice within you. Try saying, I know you criticize me because you're suffering. I want to care for you. And send yourself compassion. Soft eyes for yourself will help you to soften your eyes when you look at your child. Slow down, notice the beauty in you, in your child, and your relationship. If you want more information about how to truly connect with your child in engagements that will foster your relationship but also foster your child's learning, growth, independent thinking, and problem solving, click on the link for more resources.